So the Mountain Park Resort was really fun, and the entire complex isn't fully completed, but yet there are still many activities to do there, so it's a really highly recommended place to go if you are visiting Mok Chow. But right now we're off to a different park. Welcome to Pine Forest in Eng Village. This place is definitely more on the chill side, and if you want to go to somewhere where you can relax, filled with many paths and picturesque scenes, this is the place to do it. It's definitely for those who want to be closer with nature, and although I didn't see as many activities as the other place, it is still family friendly with all the amenities that you need. Of course, coming here wouldn't be complete without snapping a few photos. How are you doing, my friend? Having a good time? Alright. What's that you say? You're hungry? Well, unfortunately, I don't have any food. I do have a Coke. I didn't spend much time there, however I could see people spending an entire day there, then headed to a restaurant shortly after. So I'm glad to say I finally returned to my accommodation, and after lunch we had a really big meal, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get a lot of footage of the restaurant because I just wanted to show people respect, and I filmed throughout the entire trip. So during lunch I just decided to stop. But to summarize everything that happened today, in the first resort, which was the I'm sorry, I forgot what it was called, but the resort with the glass bridge, basically it cost about 550,000 BND per adult to go on the bridge. But the good thing is all the other rides are free. There's also a children's section where you can pay, and I believe that was about 350,000 per child. It really depends on the child's height. Luckily, food there is not really that expensive, and I was also told it was really fresh and delicious as well. I didn't eat there because, of course, we went to eat lunch after. The second resort, which was I believe it's the Pine Needle Forest Resort, that was a lot cheaper, and that was 60,000 BND to get into the park. But there, with the rides that are available, those are a bit expensive. For example, the swing ride that you saw, that was about 50,000 BND per child to go on. So if you decide to go on a lot of rides, you're gonna have to pay individually for each of them. And finally, at the restaurant, fortunately, I didn't have to pay as someone treated me to lunch, but we basically fed 11 people with 3 big dishes of chicken, soup, meat, vegetables, along with alcohol and dessert. After looking at the prices of the menu, I estimate the cost to be anywhere from 2 million to 3 million BND. Again, that is feeding about 11 people. Alright, so basically on a whim, some people have decided to take me up a mountain, or maybe we can call it a hill. Let's see what that's like. Anh xuống nhá, em xuống nhá. Ơi, đi anh. My God. Cẩn thận nhá. This is luckily there's a lot of grooves in the cement here, so it gives you a lot of friction or grip, so you don't slide down. But yeah, I would say that this is a good activity. Get your heart rate pumping. Mệt lắm nha. Alright, so I've reached what is probably known as Base Camp 1. It's pretty much flat here, but then it elevates again. But this is what I am seeing right now. So this is where the pavement ends and the real trekking begins. Probably not the best idea to go in with these shoes, but who cares?
I want to go in too.
It's dirty. They told me it'd be alright to wear these shoes. Of course, I'm a bit naive. You know, one of the things, I'm pretty sure it's safe because a lot of locals usually come up here. But when you're someone new like me, one of the biggest things you fear are snakes. And one of the biggest dangers of snakes is that you can't see them, right? It's very difficult to see them because they're camouflage. And then they basically come out of nowhere and strike. All right, just gonna continue to see what is further. At this point, I don't really care about the condition of my shoes. Just get some new ones eventually, or I can wash them off. Yeah, man, some of the things that you will do for certain shots, eh? All right, fine. I'll go up this part. Traveling with this camera equipment is not ideal. All right, just a bit more, and then I'll stop. You know, going up is one thing, but then coming back down is just another thing in itself. At this point, I'm alone, but it's fine. As long as it doesn't start to rain. Whew. All right. So this is my view. Here's the top. Man, I'm so close to the clouds. All right, biggest fear and prediction is starting to rain, so I gotta put my camera gear away as none of it is weatherproof. So hopefully I'll see you guys at the bottom. Just in the nick of time, someone coming with a motorbike. Chai. Definitely smell the diesel coming from that truck. Oh man, that's pretty bad. So you saw my shoes at the beginning of the trip, and this is after. So in the end, I'm pretty happy that I was able to get this in on my last day. The weather somewhat cooperated. It's cloudy, but it's a pretty beautiful sight at this elevation. And yeah, we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. So for our last activity of the trip, we are visiting Dai Iem waterfall. Here is the entrance, and I believe it costs about 50,000 VND for a single person to get in. Essentially, it is a pathway where you can view various waterfalls and just enjoy nature. It's definitely exactly how I've seen it on the internet. Just amazing. We also have a great view over there. I'll get you guys a shot of that. But the waterfall, just standing next to it, really refreshes you, cools you off. But for me right now, I'm just worried about my camera gear getting wet. Another part of the attraction is this bridge. I guess it's probably going up there to get a great view. Let's go. So I'm happy to say that we have a special guest with us today on this trip at Dai Iem Waterfall. And speaking us today will be Optimus Prime. So Optimus, how do you find the trip so far? So I'm sitting at this shop where they offer for you to dress in kimono so that you can take pictures, most likely with Optimus Prime over there. But it's also a good place just to sit and relax. But these trees here are not real. Too bad. Here we have another glass bridge. Oh, great.
There aren't many shops here, and that's a good thing because the last thing that you want at a place like this is the commercialization of it.
So that concludes my trip at Dai Iem Waterfall today. For about 50 to 60,000 VND, an equivalent of $2.50 US, I think it's definitely worth it. A place to come to relax and to experience something completely different. One of the main attractions of this place is the waterfall. Of course, you have the other glass bridge, but I'm not a big fan of that. For those who are, then it's available to you. Well, it's Friday morning and I'm getting to leave Mok Chow, so there's no better way to end this video with the backdrop of the mountains and clouds behind me. Overall, the experience in Mok Chow has been really peaceful, very welcoming, and there are a plethora of things to do. Throughout my stay here, I only scratched the surface of all the activities you can partake in. But although Mok Chow is not on the excitement level of Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh, it definitely offers a peaceful and relaxing experience. So if you are in Vietnam and you want a different experience, I definitely would recommend you come to Mok Chow. I'll see you guys in the next video.